Can we now go to the next principle? The next principle, of course, the second one, is non-diminution of existing benefits and powers. What are, at present, the local government units receiving, or the regional government receiving from the national government? Of course, number one is the budgetary allocations for the existence of all the regional line agencies. The budgets for their salaries, benefits, and enumeration. One. On the part of the local government units, we are receiving internal revenue allotments down to the barangay levels. Under this principle, none of those will diminish. None of those will be removed. Even if we will achieve autonomy in status, these local government units shall continue to receive them. Second, all the powers that right now we are exercising, the local government units in the regions are exercising pursuant to existing laws, particularly the local government units. None of them shall likewise diminish. None of them shall be removed. We will continue to exercise them. On this second principle, or second guidelines, may I hear from you if there are some objections to the same?
Sir.
Yes, please, Apo Kumar.
The issue might arise in taxation. Who is going to be the demarcation line between the taxing powers of the region with its LGOs, the province, municipalities? For example, in business, we might be encroaching into each other's domain.
Well, we did not yet go to the issue of taxation because, in short, but there's a good question here, which is to me, because the second principle says all the existing benefits that we are receiving, none will be diminished, none will be removed. Second, all the powers that we are exercising under existing laws, none will likewise be diminished, none will be removed. Now we will go later on the sources of revenues that possibly we can discuss possible conflict on the power of taxation of the regional government as well as the local government units like the provinces, the cities, municipalities within the autonomous region. I do not think we have a problem in this. Yes, Mayor Tamanda.
The kind of regional autonomy that we would like to have or establish in the Cordilleras, would it be just like the one established in Mindanao?
No.
That's why the structure, the nature, no?
Yes,
of the regional autonomy that we would like to have. So that, kasi it will also, what we're talking about, should we be, what kind of autonomy, the nature. So we'll be able to come in with taxation, or are we going to retain the agencies as we have mentioned? So we also would like to, what is the concept that we would like to have as an autonomous region? Because you said that it will not be just like the same as Mindanao. So,
if we will finish all the 5 principles, we will arrive at what will be the kind of autonomy that we dream in the Cordilleras. Actually, we cannot answer that yet if we have not yet approved the guidelines of how to craft an autonomy law that will establish what kind of autonomy that we dream of. So can you reserve that question so that after discussing all the 5 guidelines, we can possibly now define what do we want really. If we approve these 5 guidelines, it will lead us to what kind of autonomous government in CAR we want to.
So it would...
Yeah. Yes, yes.
The LGUs, the era of LGUs, where will this come from the national government?
Yes, from the national government. No. We all know that the internal revenue allotment is being given by the national government pursuant to the provision of the local government code, which clearly states that the revenues collected by government, it will be shared 60% for the national, 40% for the local government units. So the internal revenue allotment is coming from the national government. Now, let me likewise emphasize that even if we will be granted autonomous in status, the different local government units in the region will continue to be independent from each other, like what we are now. Benguet is independent from Mountain Province. Baguio is independent from Benguet and the other LGUs. No change on that one.